Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Barakadash. That belongs to my apostles and my elders of Great Millstone, True Well. Man, salutations to the hopefully elect out there. You Akim, this is Dakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shaman. Right, this week's topic is going to be entitled, He Gets Them Through His Miracles, or His Miracles is His Media. A part of His miracles is His media, more accurately, right? Whose miracles? The so-called white man, right? Esau, Edom. All right, the scriptures in the book of Revelation speaks about his miracles, going into really his technology, whether it be the RFID technology, the nuclear missiles, and this propaganda vehicle that he uses through the form of social media, television, all right, to manipulate the masses of this people. And his tentacles doesn't just stop at America, all right? It reaches throughout the whole world. The scripture says he calls us all, both rich and poor. So this RFID microchip, for it to be implemented on a worldwide scale, all right, just like how these vaccine is being implemented on a worldwide scale, all right, you have to be on the World Wide Web, okay? And so what the so-called white man does is he plays a numbers game of trying to have more lies out there than truth. You know, if you go into a city and 10,000 people telling lies and you have 10 people telling the truth, all right, the majority, for the most part, all right, 99.9% of the time is going to rule, overshadow the truth. But guess what? The scripture says the truth is going to always, it's like another scripture says, the Apostle Ramab is a good example. The truth is like a buoy. You know, the buoy in the water, the deeper you bring it down, eventually the greater the pop when it comes to the surface. So the so-called white man has buried our nationality, our history, us being the true Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans for hundreds of years. And the fact that he's a devil, he's a Satan, all right, according to the Bible, he's hid these things. Now it's resurfaced to the top, starting with the prophets, because the Most High said in the book of Isaiah, 30th chapter, that his teachers should not be hidden in the corner anymore. So we're kind of battling the so-called white man, all right, on this medium, the internet, because ultimately the fact what the so-called white man has was given to him by the Most High, right? Because the scripture says in the prologue in the book of Ecclesiasticus that all wisdom comes from the Lord, because prophecy says in Daniel's the 12th chapter that knowledge shall increase, you know. And if you look at how wars are fought, just going back to World War II, they didn't even have jets. You know, they were still fighting with propellers and all that. Now, in a short space of time, they have jets that's going faster than the speed of a bullet. Multiple times faster than the speed of a bullet, you know? You have the ability to communicate messages throughout the whole world. Again, this is all the vehicle of the Most High, because the same way you'll have this man working on the left hand with his lies, guess what? All right? Right now, I'm in my car driving to a particular destination, but this video could reach hundreds of people. I don't know, you know. We don't really know how much people is watching, because they can manipulate the analytics on YouTube. You know, we could have hundreds of thousands of people listening, all right? And guess what? This thing is expanding, all right? Because this truth is a seed. And once you plant it in the mind of an individual, it's a wrap, you know? And guess what? The so-called white man, even if he wants to target us on a physical level, meaning the physical appearance of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we have Israelite foreigners that believe in this truth, that look like the other nations. All right, so this truth right now has served us to combat the lies. All right, now the so-called white man is going to continue to use this medium. All right, the medium being is multimedia, like TVs, internet, this, that, and the other. All right, the so-called white man is going to continue to use that vehicles. All right, to issue out his venom, his poison, all right, which are his lies, to break down the society. And here it is, we're giving him the antidote. But as it says, you know, we're the charmers, you know, we're the charmers. But guess what? Our people are being like a deaf adder, all right? They're not dancing to the tunes that we're telling them. They rather dance to the tunes of the so-called white man, his lies and his mission, because that's what feeds their belly. That's what feeds their lust. Okay? So as we approach the end, the so-called white man is going to continue to use this media to put out what? His RFID microchip. And we've already seen from whatever different outlets you use, okay? the overall census about this vaccination. It's a mixed bag. Because when it first came out and people didn't understand it and everything was being sensationalized, and really when people are in fear, they think emotionally and irrationally, and they could do things to cloud their decisions. But as time has progressed, people are saying more and more that this thing is some bullshit. Right now, the so-called white man is trying to act fast because, he only has a short time. So it's like it's only so long you could tell this lie, especially in this day and age. All right, because words travel extremely fast in this day and age. In the ancient world, Yahweh Shai speak about proclaiming something on the rooftop. Words used to travel in the ancient world. You know what I'm saying? People will communicate in the markets. They'll have disclosures on their rooftops and stuff will travel. The modern way of that happening is this vehicle known as the internet. All right? Whoever controls it can control the narrative. All right? And that's what the so-called white man do. Whether he puts it in the mainstream media, all right, or he has agents infiltrate alternative media to spread disinformation. So there's a lot of shady things being done out there, all right, but thanks to the scriptures and the Most High, we have that eye salve, Revelations the 3rd chapter and 18th verse, to see through the darkness and warn our people to be skeptical of everything you see, man. Everything's a motherfucking psyop, man. Unless it's being filtered through the scriptures right here, be skeptical of everything and shit, everyone, man. All right. Scripture said we gotta trust in the Most High. Proverbs 3:5. We need, we follow men, right? Follow men that are doing things according to the Bible, the correct way, to the Spirit, all right? But ultimately, you gotta put your trust in the Most High. So no matter what the so-called white man spews out with his propaganda, okay? And ultimately, the elect shall not be deceived, man. Some way, somehow, the elect are going to see through the guise and the BS of the so-called white man, all right, and his miracle. The scriptures tell us that there's no enchantments against Jacob, all right? Now, majority of our people, they're getting caught up in those enchantments, which is the news and whatever they see on social media, but the elect of the nation of Israel, okay, has a hedge around them, the angels protecting us from these particular enchantments. Alright, so I'm going to close out. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well, and salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Zadakim that do this thing in their most truth and sincerity. Shalom.